What's up, YouTube? Today's going to be the start of a series of videos on how to get started on Twitch. So basically this is going to be a simple day one video. And it's pretty self-explanatory, but we want to start here just so we can kind of go from here and branch out. Go to twitchtv.com, log in. If you haven't already created an account, create an account. I just used a combination of two names that I used to use when I played esports and combine them together, and that's what I used for my Twitch name. Then go to the right-hand side, scroll down till you get to Creator Dashboard, click that, then go down to Streaming Tools, and what you're going to want to do is pick your streaming software. Now, eventually, I would definitely recommend going to Streamlabs, OBS, or something like that, a little more experienced, XSplit, something like that. But I do think that Twitch Studio, for beginners, is probably the best way to go. It is integrated into Twitch. It gives you all of the things you need for your first broadcast, and it'll teach you how to set up things that you could eventually transfer the skills over to something like Streamlabs OBS, which is a little more daunting. I'll show a quick preview of Streamlabs at the end of the video, but that's what I would do. So click download, click on, the file, install, yes, let it do its thing. And then it's going to say, I'm already logged in, so it's just going to say, hey, go as this person. I hit yes. It gives you a code, activate, authorize. Then it's going to pop this up. This is just other things that you can have integrated in. Don't worry about any of this stuff at this moment. It's maybe stuff you can go over later, but not at this time. So then what you're going to do is click on your Twitch icon at the bottom of your page, get started. And first thing it's going to do is ask you for your mic. So if you don't have your mic that you're using set as default, go to change mic and then just click on the mic you're using. And now it's picking the specific mic that you want. Then go to continue to webcam. You don't have to use a webcam, but if you do, just click no webcam if you don't want it, or pick the webcam you want from the list above. I don't have one plugged in at the moment. And continue to scenes. Now they're going to give you 3 scenes that they've put together that look pretty nice. And unless you have already created your own scenes offline, I would just go ahead and use these for now, and it'll be fun for your first stream, and it'll look a little more professional as you go. Hit continue to settings. It's going to show you what you can operate. It runs a test. You can rerun the test if you want. It's testing your internet speeds, probably how quick you can upload, and what's going to be the best so you don't drop out. Now it's testing your hardware, so it even bumped up another 30 frames, which is kind of nice. So continue to the app. Now on the left-hand side is going to be your scenes. It gives you some information about your diagnostics at the top. The right-hand side is your activity feed. Then it has your chat window. So if you do something in chat, be like, okay, these are my rules I've set up, but that's something we'll go over in a later video. Just be like, hello, and it pops up. So gameplay's here. Then they give you a be right back screen, so in case you need to get up and leave, and it lets any viewers that pop in know you'll be back in a minute. And adjust chatting screen, which is basically like a large webcam screen that you can talk to your audience with. So real quick, we're gonna go over a couple quick things just to have for future reference if you go live. The first thing you can do is add a scene at the bottom here. Double click on the scene, and we're gonna create an opening scene, so like a starting stream scene. So you can rename it starting stream, and then you can, on the left-hand side, you're gonna add what is called a layer. So hit add layer. It'll give you a list of things to add. And we're just going to add a text layer for start, and we'll just put stream starting soon. And over here is typical, if you're not familiar with, things like Photoshop or anything else that you can just easily, Microsoft Word even. So you can just do like center it, you can make it larger, then you can expand, and we'll put it like in the middle here. You can add another layer, and then you're going to click image, add. And what's nice is, you can name this layer as background. And now this is important. These are the layer stacks. So you always want to have the top, whatever you want on the top, be at the top of the layer stack, and then work your way down. So then you can choose your image, and they give you some stock images, which is nice. So these are all just little pictures, but down at the bottom, they actually have background patterns. And to kind of stick with this is the one they gave you default. So we'll just stick with that. And you just take it to the corner and expand, pretty self-explanatory. And you're gonna wanna, I'm just gonna center this again. This isn't gonna be something perfect professional, but for your first stream, this is, it'll look all right. So stream starting soon. If you wanna get a little more fancy in case someone pops in, you could add your Twitch alerts, which is what, pops up when someone follows or hosts. I like to have it in the right-hand corner. And if you wanna check to see what it looks like on the right-hand side here is all the main ones you have. You just click that. And there you go. See, just showed you. Or a host, And if you want to get really fancy, you can add a layer and you can add the chat box for now. And just kind of put that over the side and make it more of like a rectangle. And that way your chat, if anyone pops in and says hi, you can talk to them. It'll pop on the side there until you get started. One final thing that I also like is they add a countdown for you. And you can just put that in the corner. And then you can put the time you want. I usually like my countdown for 5 minutes. I don't like to sit that long. I feel like 5 minutes is a good start point because it gives time for people to kind of come in, but you're also not sitting. So if they pop in, they're not seeing, oh, this thing's going for like another 10, 20 minutes. Maybe they get bored and leave. So you just hit start on that and it'll start the countdown. You can change the color of it if you want. So if you want it to kind of blend in a little bit more, you know, you can change it around, make it black. If you want it like a blue, you know, have fun with it. Something you like. If you're a designer, obviously, or you have any type of art skills, you'll learn how to, you know, you'll know what you're doing. So, but after that, you know, it's the basic starting student screen. So you save, and same thing, layer stacks. So, you know, I mean, this doesn't really matter here as much, but to keep things organized for you, you're going to want to start, you know, keep the starting stream at the top. So that way you can work your way down, you know. So you start your stream, then you go to gameplay, which we're going to edit this real quick just so we can have some things that you can do. So they basically set this all up for you already. You have your chat box already, you have your webcam, you have your alerts area. Game capture is going to take up the entire background. Some people don't like that, so you can make it smaller if you want. And just kind of move it up and around. So that's where the gameplay will be inside these box areas right here. And then the wallpaper in the back is the one they have, which you can change. Again, you can use the custom ones they have. If you don't like them, you can always browse and bring in some of your own that you've created or purchased from online, but that's future things we'll go over. If you do have a webcam and maybe you want to, you know, use a green screen, if you've already got that, if you're, you know, trying to be professional right at the gate, your chroma key's here, and then you just activate the chroma key and it'll drop out the green color in the back. But yeah, so like once you do that, save, and if you really want to get crazy with it, I would say maybe do one more scene. Just again, this is for your first stream. Don't go too nuts. You know, no one expects you to be pro at your first stream, but you can do an ending, and we'll add another layer. We'll do a text, add, and just maybe do a thanks for watching, and you know, expand that out a little bit, and then maybe bring it to the center. Add another layer. Hit image. And again, don't forget your layer stacks. So it's on top of the text, so you want the text on top of that. You'll browse. We'll pick the same background, just keep it uniform. You want to, you know, you don't want, in the future, when you get your own thing going, you know, you can decide what you want to do, but keeping things kind of uniform, or at least close to coloring, is probably, you know, design-wise good. So, you know, and again, this isn't super fancy. This is just first stream stuff. Thanks for watching. You can definitely add in sounds if you want. So if you want to go to media, you can add media, and maybe you had a sound, or do not use copyrighted sounds, but there's plenty on YouTube. We'll go down that in the future of things to go to, or other, you know, places to get sounds, but they do give some sounds. These are mainly for to have for your like noise alerts and things like that, but I might have, yeah, I got some for use sounds right away. So we'll just add that, and so now you can hear. So automatically when you go to that, you'll have that sound play. And we'll edit again. Again, I wouldn't pick the sound specifically. This was just for this real quick. That one doesn't really matter in the layer stack because it's not something to be seen. But again, if you don't want it to keep looping, like how it's looping right now, just hit the, you know, uncheck the loop on the right-hand side here. And this is just how loud it's going to be for the stream. I like to keep things kind of in a medium, but again, that's future stuff we'll go over. I just, you know, this gives you a basic start on how to do that. So we'll save. And again, I like to have things uniform. You always want to get in the habit of that, or else your stuff will get very messy. So your start stream, your main gameplay stream, be right back, just chatting, and then your end stream. And it's always nice if you find some free to use music, you can throw it in the starting stream and do the same thing. One more thing I want to go over at this time is this down at the bottom here. This is your edit stream info. So you click on your little pencil tool at the bottom, and your title, which is, we'll go over in the future of like the importance of things. Like, don't worry about this stuff yet because you know, this is your first stream. Don't worry about adding that stuff in. Twitch does come with a bot in the beginning, so they'll have some moderation for you, but pick a title. This is a go live notification that's sent out to your followers. Don't worry too much about that, but eventually you're going to want to make sure you check it every stream before you go live and change out, you know, depending on what you're playing. Or just set up a creative, one that's generic, like that makes sense. You don't want to have like, oh, today I'm playing Crash Bandicoot, and you're playing, some type of retro game. Well, I guess that kind of would be retro now, but, you're playing Jack and Dexter. So, but you find your category. Make sure you've picked the game or the category that you're playing. So you don't want to be in. Not only will that throw you off as far as viewership, but I do believe that Twitch takes that pretty seriously and possibly could be something they could come after you for, just because you are playing a game and promoting a game that you're not playing. Your audience and search tags are important. And then your stream language, the languages that you stream in. And then make sure to just hit done and it'll update and save. Bottom left-hand corner here, you'll see 2 bars. So you can mute your stream, unmute your stream. This will let you know if your sound is being picked up. If you need to adjust audio, your microphones and inputs are here. You can add audio here. Sound check. So in case you want to hear yourself, stop listening. And just always make sure you can see things and that stuff's going. You can adjust your webcams. Again, I don't have one plugged in for this video, but you can adjust that over here. And then, one thing that ties into this, for your first stream, pick a game that you want to play. A lot of people pick the big games that they're trying to play these games that are oversaturated. And if those are the games you want to play, go ahead and play them. Play what you want to play. If you want to play Fortnite, it's a very saturated, streaming game. But if that's something you want to play, play it. But I wouldn't play it because you think that that's going to be, the game. I want to be the next big streamer and I'm going to stream what the big streamers are streaming. Trust me. That's not what you want to do. Just play something you like. And don't get discouraged if your first couple streams, even for your first couple weeks, don't get a bunch of people in. It's very rare that somebody starts out and gets tons and tons of viewership. If you do, that's great, but don't be discouraged because someone didn't come in and watch you the entire time or talk to you the entire time, or you didn't even have a viewer the entire time. For my first month of streaming, I didn't have anyone. I streamed to 0 people, and then finally someone came in and I made a friend, and that friend kept coming back, and then eventually people started showing up. And we'll go over ways to grow your channel down the road in a series of videos, so keep an eye out for that. This is just day 1 of what you want to do. But again, don't get discouraged if your first stream does not go, insanely well. So I would say play the game you want to play, make sure you fill out the categories correctly, and just have fun with it. And once you get everything set up and ready to go, we'll go real quick into the edit gameplay one. And this is kind of the important part for to make this stuff work. Go to your game capture and edit, and it should let me load something up here, and it'll pick it right up. So it's actually really nice that it just automatically grabs your game that you picked up. So again, you can adjust how you want this. Now, right now, for me personally, I use it as the entire screen because I like the bigger the game. I'm about playing games, but that's fine if you're not. So you can make it smaller. And again, everything you click on, it'll bring up how to mess around with it on the side here, which is what I like. Which is why I think you should start with the Twitch Studio because it lets you learn about these things. And if you don't know what these things are, I'm sure you would if you're watching this video. You're probably familiar with Twitch, but a follow is someone clicking on you and following you. Hosting is when you're taking your channel and hosting it to someone else. So if someone pops on your channel, they'll see another person's channel being live played. Raid is when you take your channel and viewers into someone else's channel and invade their channel. Subscription is when someone subs to you, but again, that's a down the road thing. And cheering is basically like someone throwing bits at you and giving you hype. One thing you want to make sure that you're on when you do go live, because this is the last thing we're going to go over, before this video stops. Make sure you're on your starting stream soon screen, and you can go to edit and you go down to your countdown, reset that just because we were messing around with it, save, and it should start when visible. Okay, yeah. Make sure you check this box here, start when visible, so that way, and reset when visible. So that way, let's see, because it's counting down now. That way when you click on it, it'll start. So then what you're gonna wanna do is you'll go down and hit start stream. I'm not gonna click because I don't wanna go live right now. It'll give you one more prompt basically to kind of go over to make sure that, hey, this is what you want to do right now. You wanna go live, and just click confirm or start stream or whatever it says when that pops up. And then once it says you're connected, then I would hit start stream. And there you go. And then you just wait. And if you're doing the countdown, you can just wait till your countdown's done, and then you can switch over to your gameplay, and then just start your stream and have fun with it. So that's going to be it for today's video. Again, this is just day 1 we're gonna have a series of videos on more in-depth what to do. But yeah, I think that Twitch Studio is probably the best way to start, because not only is it integrated in with Twitch, they've done a very good job on giving you the ability of understanding how programs like this works, and all of it in the same program. Whereas, I'll load it up really quick, but whereas Streamlabs OBS is way more advanced, and once you get into streaming and you understand how these programs work, I would definitely suggest going over to it. And we'll go over how to add bots and other things like that. Again, Twitch has a pretty strict bot, I think, that they add into for your first stream, and you probably won't have too much to deal with your first couple streams, but this is what the OBS looks like. And it's generally the same thing. So you have your scenes over here. Then over here is going to be your sources. So you can click in, go through, you'll add your sources through something like this. But then they have a separate area where you go to on their website where you can adjust things for your Twitch alerts and your bot and all that stuff. We'll go through that stuff in the future, but again, this is a more advanced program. So personally, I think that this is the better way to start with. And you can adjust and learn how these programs work, and it's all in one area, and they make it super easy for you, and they've already set up things that Twitch gives you, and I think that's the best way to go here. So thank you so much for watching. Keep an eye out for the more advanced videos coming out, and they'll teach you more things in depth on how to customize and continue onto Twitch. We'll have things on how to set up your scenes, and not only like on your PC, but your background, how to light, how to add more interactions in your chat, things to do with your community, and ways to grow your channel and things like that. So please keep an eye out for those videos. Thank you so much for watching. We definitely appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this channel, and also share it with your friends. And we will definitely talk to you soon, and we'll see you next time.